Hi everyone, I am Mrs. Provins and I teach 9th through 12th English here at Stellar, and I'd like to give you an overview of my class today. So first I wanted to go over just some of the big concepts of what we'll be focusing on throughout the year. The first one is literary analysis, so we're going to look at how do you dissect a text and pull ideas from it and evaluate those ideas and everything. Collaboration is a huge part of my class as well. We'll do a lot of group work and you'll learn how to build on and integrate the ideas of other people. We'll also work on making you better writers. So producing organized, thoughtful, cohesive writing will be a big part of our class. And finally, we will touch on grammar as well. You'll have weekly exercises there to build up your grammatical proficiency. So in terms of curriculum, I thought I'd give you a preview of the units that we are going to do this year. They are subject to change, but in general, in 9th and 10th grade, we're going to focus first on short stories. That'll be for our first unit of the year. Then we'll read a separate piece. We'll do some poetry. We'll do a research essay, focus on a unit called Fairy Tales in Context, which is always really interesting, looking at the historical background and the cultural background of a fairy tale. Then we'll read two novellas, Call of the Wild and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And finally, we'll do a unit focused on the Knights of the Round Table and parody and satire. In 11th and 12th grade, we're going to start with short stories as well. They are different short stories from the 9th and 10th graders. Then we'll move on to 1984, do a unit focusing on some marginalized writers, read Shakespeare's Hamlet, read a graphic novel called Mouse, the first one of those, and talk about some selected texts with that. We'll read Frankenstein, and finally we'll finish up with a unit on Big Fish. So that's just a preview of what will happen throughout the year, but we will, move slowly through those so we have time to talk about all of them. So if you need to contact me, the best way is always going to be by email. My email is aprovins@rsdnmp.org. However, if you have an aversion to email, you may give me a phone call. My number is there on the screen. But again, email is probably going to be my quickest response. Another resource that I want you to make sure you take advantage of throughout the year is my website. So the link is here, but you can also access it through the Stellar webpage if you go through staff, and you can find it there. And so this webpage is going to be super useful for you because you can access information about your class on the left-hand side. So if you were in 11th and 12th grade, you will be able to see our class calendar, which once school starts, I'll be adding assignments to it. So you'll be able to use that to help you fill out your logs and also keep updated if you miss a class on what you need to complete. Our full course expectations sheet is listed there if you want to look at that in advance. So again, we'll go over that the first day of class, and as well as some rubrics for how you will be graded on summative assignments. So all those resources are there for you. All right, so let's talk a little bit about grading. We will go more in detail on the first day about grading, but just so you have an idea, 65% of your grade is summative assignments. These are tests, essays, projects, etc. These are the big assignments at the end of a unit. Then 15% are discussions. Most of these are on Google Classroom, but occasionally we might have graded class discussions. 15% is other assignments, so reading guides, character maps, small quizzes, things that don't fit into the category of discussions or summative assignments. And finally, 5% of your grade is composed of grammar exercises, which will be completed weekly. I will let you know up front that I allow test retakes up to a month after the test was taken, so you can improve your grade that way. I allow essay revisions. You can start those a week after you have gotten your grade back, and then you are allowed to continue revising until you get the grade you want. So those are great opportunities to improve your skills and your knowledge, and I really hope you take advantage of those. But again, we'll get into more detail about what that looks like on the first day. And the deadlines for all of these assignments vary quite a bit. So for example, grammar exercises, you cannot submit them late, but summative assignments, you actually may submit anytime during the semester, though after a week late, you lose the opportunity to revise them. So we'll talk all about that as we start classes, but ultimately I wanted to let you know that this is designed for you to be able to improve your grade if you want to. So hopefully you will take advantage of the structure. All right, finally, what to bring to class. So I know you're all wondering, what do I bring on the first day? Your Chromebook. Okay, you definitely need to bring your Chromebook. We will be using those a lot. And unfortunately, we're not going to be really using the class sets this year because of sanitizing reasons. And so I need you to bring your Chromebook to class. Okay, and each of you is issued a Chromebook from your teacher of record, so make sure you bring that. And I also recommend that you bring paper and something to write with. Pens or pencils are a great idea. And I think that is everything. So please send me an email if you have any questions. I am here to make this easier for you. And I really look forward to seeing all of you and starting off this new year.